to TSL Nigeria and get updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join our online family.
Thank you so much for sticking around. And now, yesterday, Nigeria, especially the music industry, will turn into celebration for Burna Boy. Now, he has won the Best International Act Africa at the BET Awards, an award that's been won by Ayo Balogun, who is Wizkid, and David Adeleke, who is Davido. Now, Nigerians have been winning this award for a while now, and we're really so proud. But then, you know, it caused a lot of conversation. People are saying that he's finally arrived. You know, he had he performed at Coachella this year. He's done quite a lot and made people have so many conversations. And also, I think Fela's son was nominated for a Grammy this year as well. So we've been really talking about international recognition. But the question I'm asking right now, the thing that makes us want to have the big conversation is, do we need international recognition for validation? Is it going to show us that we've finally made it, or we're finally recognized if an international body gives us an award? So this morning, ladies and I will be discussing the importance of international recognition for validation for Nigerians, be it artists, movie makers, filmmakers, authors. It goes on and on and on and on. Do we actually need international recognition for validation? What do you guys think?
I think it gives them more credibility. You know, people take them more seriously. We may love our own as Nigerians, so I think when the international sphere now recognizes them, what happens is that they get more relevant, and then even the people outside the country begin to accept them more and like, okay, let's see what's so special about these people. So I feel it's necessary. It actually helps.
Joanne, what do you think?
Okay, I feel like you said, we need the international recognition, because for me it makes them want to do more. You know, when your work is good and people appreciate you, you want to put more effort, you want to improve on whatever you're doing, and by so doing, you keep the money popping, just bring
the money back.
Okay, wonderful. Although I do have some thoughts about this, but I would love to hear from you. Please, we're streaming in TSL Nigeria TV. I want to hear as many comments as possible. So do also go to our comment section and let me know how you feel about this issue. Do you believe the Nigerians need international recognition for validation? Now, you know, when I was, thinking about this, passing through the motions and everything, something that just really hit me, and something that I've thought about for a very long time. I've noticed that Black people, irrespective of where we have found ourselves, for some reason need the validation from a white person. Now, the bulk of the governing bodies, the bulk of these international awards, and let's say sans the BET Awards, sans the MTV African Music Awards, the bulk of them are white-owned and controlled awards. And I look at it in every different other spheres. You see people speak about things like, oh, we need a Black James Bond, we need a Black Superman. And I'm like, why do you need them? They're like, for inclusion. I'm like, okay, but this person was founded Black. Superman was, I mean, when he came from Krypton, he was already white. How do we now explain it? How do we go back in time to say that he now had melanin attack and something happened? You know, I feel like instead of changing pre-existing norms, I feel like we could recreate and reinvent and let the young people, the children that are coming up, look at these people already Black, than to wonder why, oh, for the past 50 decades, this person has been white and now this person is black. Why? Yes. What happened? Especially when it's for sci-fi or fictional stories that are set into some comic book or something. And then I also think about international recognition for awards and stuff. Why is it that our own awards are not particularly respected?
I think it's the mindset for us Nigerians that if it's not internationally recognized, I think when you think about these things, you see that there's a certain connection to the fact that we were colonized by white people. The kind of relevance that they gave to us coming in, making us feel like our culture was lower, was lesser, you know, this kind of mindset. I still feel that to an extent, that's why you have individuals who create stuff for themselves. You know, you say, I want to be the best in music so that even if they step me up on that international stage, I am still the best. I can still stand shoulders with the other person and not feel less of myself. Do you understand? So you have some of them. You have people that are having international recognition, maybe from their writing. We have people like Wole Soyinka, Chimamanda Adichie, you know, those ones who are doing stuff that it's not just. I watched a documentary once of Chimamanda. She says she went to school and her roommate kept thinking, she went to school outside the country, her roommate kept thinking that she had a tail hidden somewhere in her body.
Oh my God.
And then she said the roommate had just had a concept of her, and I'm trying to paraphrase the whole thing. She said, you just had a mindset of her that because she was from Africa, there was just something that wasn't it about her. So, you know, this is the mindset that has been passed. So when these same people begin to see us do stuff that they do, they begin to understand that, oh, we are all regular human beings, but it's the mindset that was created. So we need to readjust that mindset and understand that we are our own people. Like you said, there's no need trying to create a Superman. You know, just create something that can actually get the same recognition, and we won't have to, you know, try to see it's like a competition. I feel in life we're not so much. It's not really necessary about being competitive. It's about making a statement. It's about saying something and let it stay there and say, no, this person, you can't drag it with this person. So if black people, or if we as Nigerians and Africans decide to say that this is where we stand, this is how we want want the kind of recognition we want to have, this is the relevance we have, and we're not, backing down for anybody, this is who we are, and we're not going to change it, this is our culture, this is what we stand for, you know, people would accept it and they won't have a choice but to, you know, relax.
What do you think? Why do you think our own things are not respected? Our own award ceremonies. I mean, the last Headies, the attendance was not even great.
Wow.
You know, to look at it, I think Sound City MTV Awards were quite good, but the Headies, the attendance was not great. The coordination was not that exciting. So why do you think the Nigerian awards are just being not respected, especially by the entertainers?
I think subconsciously we already have this, we like call it inferiority complex, that if it's not white, it's not important. So I think first of all, although validation internationally is important, I think we need validation from ourselves. Like what I was reading an article where Femi Scooter's son said, although he was nominated for the
Grammys,
but he didn't get any nomination from his own people, and so he needed that validation that yes, I want you guys to accept me. So I think we have this mindset that if it's not white, if it's not white, then anything black is not good. Come on, I have friends who will not want to watch Nigerian movies because they just feel it's
one
nonsense.
Of them. People who won't buy Nigerian products.
But then they spend money to get foreign movies. But I'm like, Nigerian movies are also good. If we don't accept them, how would the world not accept them? So I feel we have to understand first that we need to validate, we need validation from ourselves. We need to accept that what we do is good before we look outside and we look up to the outside world to accept us for who we are. So we need that validation from ourselves first before we need the one from international.
That was too profound. I was not even expecting that. Now I'm shook to my core.
When you check it, what happens is we don't give ourselves relevance. We need to give ourselves relevance. And what happens most times is you either need, and then it's even a struggle amongst ourselves. Let's just bring it home now. In school, when you're in primary school, you know, sometimes you just wanted some kind of relevance from some people. If you did not come from those people, even when your fellow mate is telling you,
okay, first of all, I'm not in the group of people that needed it to come from them. Because I was the person who was seeking validation from. I was the queen, boo boo. Do you understand? I used to have like 4 girls on each side following me. You know? I could just point like, you know, that girl has offended me and that girl was getting beat down. Mommy, I'm so sorry. But I totally understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, so I think it's because of the way we grew up. Then when we get to that stage where we are in the limelight, we're seeking, you know, validation, you know, it will make more sense. If they just call me for Grammys, you know, busy. In itself, it's not a bad thing, you know, but it's the mindset, it's the whole, you know, that's the, they've started nominating this guy for, you know, international award. Let's start paying attention to him more.
But do they really pay attention to him more? There's this viral video online right now, a lot of people are talking about, you know, Wizkid has a very strong following. He has his stans. Now, if you don't know what a stan is basically an obsessed fan. It came from an Eminem song that was, you know, surprise, surprise, it was called Stan. It was about a fan that was obsessed with him, colored his hair like Eminem, had tattoos of Eminem and pictures of him. He featured Dido, it was really big. And then he brought up the name for an obsessed fan or a crazy fan called Stan. And a lot of artists have violent stans, like the Bayhive, they're very violent. For Nigeria, I think Wizkid has the strongest stan following. If you breathe Wizkid in the wrong way, they're going to attack you physically, online, everywhere. Now, a group of guys, I think they're podcasters, a couple of them, were speaking about Wizkid, and they were saying that he doesn't have the what's the word I'm looking for? The acclaim that people think he does in the States. Now, generally, if you're a musical artist, by the time you get global, that's when you hit. Now, an example of an artist that went global and probably wasted it was Craig David. He's originally a UK artist. Apparently, he went to the States and he tried to change his sound to the American sound, and then he lost it. Yeah. Now, another artist that moved to the US and did not change his sound is Sean Paul. And we can say that Sean Paul, one of the biggest things to ever happen to music. Yeah. He's really big, he's international. Now, you know, Wizkid did the album Sound from the Other Side. That was his album to break into the foreign scene. He featured the biggest name, Trey Songz, Ty Dolla $ign, you name it, they were all the album. But the album fell flat. I'm so sorry, don't attack me. But the album did fall flat because he was trying to change his sound. So basically, even if you get this recognition, you get the names, are they going to automatically accept you?
It's the ability to sustain. Now, one of the things that happen is people don't sustain what they get. Now, for me now, Wizkid trying to change his sound is really going to be a problem for Nigerians and maybe for the world who has already accepted a particular kind of sound already. Now, people are already used to a particular thing. Now, take Sean Paul. Everybody knows the kind of song he does. You want to hear that flavor when he's being featured, you know, and all that. So that's the same thing for someone like Wizkid or any other musical artist doing something. So you changing your sound is going to be an issue for you. And then relevance is sustained. Do not think that, because sometimes I feel people get carried away by their fan base. I already have fans, you know, let's just flow with it. Now you're saying that he has obsessed fans, and really it's true. I cannot say anything wrong about Wizkid. Some people
they'll find your house.
You know, so you know, you can't even say, no, that thing that I just did. No, you know, they will attack you and give you reasons why it had to be like that. So I feel that as we are seeking relevance, we need to be able to sustain it. What happens most times is that these artists don't have a sustainability. They don't have that. We just hear that this artist drain, and then at one point just hear, what's happening? You're like, where's that person? We used to know there's a time when it was just this person sound that, you know, was just everywhere. So they need to learn how to sustain what they're doing. When they sustain it, because consistency is key for most of these things. Let's see how you can keep getting international recognition. People want to say, wow, this person has been getting this recognition for so and so time, and it has been consistent because his sound has done this, he has improved on this, he has done this. There's something that we just love about him that he came up new with. But that's what I think, sustainability. They need to learn how to sustain it, even if they gain relevance.
So do you think that, you know, getting them international awards is how you're going to be known worldwide? Like when as soon as you just get best international act like this, you're blue, you have to be everywhere. You're now on the Rolling Stone cover. You are just you have invented, you know, you have cured cancer. And everything in between. Or it's just a plaque, you go home and then everything returns to normal.
And sadly, it's true. When we are recognized internationally, I think people tend to give you more respect. People tend to look up to you. They want to know who this person is, why was he giving this award. And I feel if you are recognized internationally, instead of just trying to change your sound, like she said, you should work on yourself. Like, do more so that you get more awards. Look for something new that will know draw your listeners or your audience. Because if I keep hearing you keep doing a particular thing, I'm going to grow bored. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So I feel you should look for something new, something catchy that will spice it up, that will draw your audience, your listeners to keep following you and keep giving you that relevance.
Okay, I probably should give my own 2 cents there, but I'm dropping and I feel alone. I do actually believe, even though it doesn't seem like it, but I do actually believe that you need international recognition for validation. Because I feel like in your career, irrespective of what kind of career you have, there's steps and there are ladders, and you have to go to different pinnacles as you move. There are a lot of developers in the world right now, but they're developers that work with Google. Now, those are different kind of developers. There's a cloud to it. You can just say, oh, I do front end and back end developing and blah blah blah. Oh, okay, what have you done? I say, I did for Mama Neka on the road. I also did for, but they'll be like, I'm a front end developer for Google.
That just says it all.
You. It does things. It does things for you. It opens doors for you. It puts you on a pedestal that you did not know that you were in before. And I think sometimes when people speak about Nigerians seeking international validation, they like to pretend that every other person is not out there seeking international validation. I mean, it's one thing for you to be. There are lots of SoundCloud artists. There are a lot of American artists that are not even known outside of America. You don't understand. And then when they finally get the chance to come to this part of the world, then they hear the song, they feel excited. We go back to when Migos came to Nigeria 1 December a few years ago, and it was the best thing that's ever happened to them, according to them, when they had an interview and they were asked, which is the best concert that you've ever had? And they were like, when we came to Lagos, Nigeria, because we never knew that we had broken the barrier, we never knew that we had gotten there. But as soon as we climbed on stage, they knew all the words to the songs, and for them it was just mind-blowing. When J. Cole came to Nigeria, so I think that was last year, J. Cole is the kind of guy that posts once in every 8 months. This guy was posting like 5 videos back to back to back, and he was like, this is my album that I just dropped, it's been only 1 week, this is me in Nigeria, they're singing all the songs. So I do believe that international relevance is built on validation, and if you can get these award plaques, you're actually doing something. But my own problem is that they do not have the same energy for a Nigerian award, and sometimes it's starting to seem like it's probably the fault of the award organizers. When I watched, I'm not going to even call the name of the award because I don't want to be attacked, but it was so poor that it made me want to cry.
Poor planning.
Yes.
It was so poor. They were calling artists that were not present to come on stage.
Wow.
Some people had to release think pieces. I think Miniola was one of the people that had to release a think piece. She was like, I'm sorry for my performance, that it was really, really bad. But I told the organizers beforehand that I was not going to perform. And lo and behold, I was just called on stage. She walked on stage in the middle of the... it was something that was crazy. So I feel like everybody, all of us have to put our hands together and make this good. From the organizers to the artists to the people, Nigerians. You need to learn to buy maybe Nigerian things, especially our arts.
Exactly.
You need to be able to buy our music. The truth of the matter is a lot of artists that do not earn any money. They have to put a lot of their personal money into what they're doing, and they don't start making money until they start going to shows. And I'm talking about big shows. A lot of them go to shows and are not paid. A lot of them are not even paid for the shows that
A lot of them go just because
they need to be out there. They need to be exposed.
They just need to create more awareness.
Do you understand? So I feel like we need to put our hands together and make sure that we're making the industry better. And so when we do get international or national validation, it makes sense. We're going to have to wrap it up now. We have basically 3 minutes to talk about something that I don't want to talk about. It's too big to ignore. Okay. So yesterday, a lot of you might know this man, Tonye Cole, is widely popular. He's really, really rich. He had a little scandal a while ago too. So if you don't know him from his wealth of politics, you might know him from the scandal. Anyways, he was on a flight and he saw the amazing, brilliant, respected Wole Soyinka. If I saw Wole Soyinka, I may or may not pass out. I can't say. And apparently they had a brief conversation. Everybody moved on with their lives. And Wole Soyinka sat at a window seat that apparently wasn't his. Now, a young man, the original owner of the window seat, came through and asked Uncle Wole to get up from his chair. But apparently he acted in a very respectful manner, and Wole Soyinka did not complain in any way, shape or form. He just quietly moved. Now the situation would have died there very easily, but he was brought online by Tonye Cole, who felt appalled that a young man would be so bold to request for his own seat from somebody as revered as Wole Soyinka.
I think that's it.
It brought up a very big argument online, and the argument was bordering on respect. That it was disrespectful to ask for his own seat back from a man as revered as Wole Soyinka or any elderly person in the world. Ejiro, what do you think? Because we're going to wrap up. I just want to hear what you think about this.
I think he had a right to ask for a seat. I mean, it's not a bus where it's uncomfortable and an elderly man is standing, and please forgive me, but it's not a bus where an elderly man is standing and you're like, okay, let me be nice, let me stand up. It's a plane, it's comfortable, for God's sake. I mean, it's a seat. You pay the ticket, you sit in where you got the ticket from. I'm sorry, but that's what I think. Every person has a right to make his choices. And if peradventure he got there and said, oh, he's there, let him sit. And then he just felt, that's my seat, it's my right, I paid for it, I should sit there. Harmless.
I know John has an entirely different point of view.
The guy is not wrong to ask for a seat, but I think we already have what they call this Nigerian mentality where we feel
it's I mean,
right,
plus it's the great Wole Soyinka of Nigeria.
So we have to give him that. I have to let him sit in that place. But for me, the guy isn't wrong to ask for a seat back. But I just feel Nigerians, we have this mentality that since he's an elder, he ought to just let the man sit there and find somewhere else to sit.
So would either of you ask Wole Soyinka to get up from your chair?
I wouldn't.
I won't.
After all it's my right, I pay for the seat.
Plus, I'm sitting by him.
I'm okay with that.
Do you know what I found strange? In all the arguments online, I'm wrapping up right now. In all the arguments I found online, one thing that was perpetual and continuous, everybody kept saying that if you see Wole Soyinka and you had a chance to sit with him, you're supposed to have try to get an intellectual conversation with him. First of all, who told you that he wants to have a conversation with you?
He just wants to do on his own.
He's just trying to travel.
Yeah.
He paid for his flight and he wants to fly in peace. But you, seeing a person that is famous, you've already felt entitled to the person's space and you want to have an intellectual conversation by force. And now you're entitled that if he has taken your seat, he definitely has to now by force have an intellectual conversation with you. That's not how life works. We're going to wrap up now. Thank you guys so much for joining us again. We're going to be here tomorrow. And from henceforth, we're going to be doing our breakfast show by 10 a.m. So make sure that you join us 10 a.m. every morning. I'll have something exciting in the works from TSL Nigeria. It's going to be mind-blowing. So stick around for that. And of course, do not forget to download our mobile app where you can stream all our shows live every time that we come on. My name is Joyce Jukes.
And I'm Ejiro Mogede.
And I'm Joanne Gigwe.
And we are not the Three Musketeers. Goodbye.